Hey guys, it's your girl Night Latte, and you're listening to Girl Chat, the one stop shop for all things love, sex, relationships, and all in between. To chime in on today's topic, you can always hit me up on Instagram at GirlChatNCC or follow my personal one at Night Latte. So today we are talking about the worst sex ever. I know earlier in the week I posted the question on my Instagram and I definitely got some interesting responses. So I want to kind of go over what makes sex bad. I know for me, considering I like both men and women, I kind of have a set criteria. So, like, when it comes to men, sex is bad for me if duration, climax, if I don't come, physical situation, rather it's the location we had sex in or just the circumstances, the location where we fucked, or the person, something about the person just could have been off, or overall performance. Maybe they didn't last long enough or something happened. So I know I had the worst sex ever. It was probably about 7 years ago. I had met this guy and he was so cute. I wasn't really in like a dating space yet, but he was so cute. He was fun. And we had hung out like most of the night. We went to a bar, got some drinks. And I mean, he seemed really cool. But to keep it real, that whole night, my one goal was simply to fuck. I hadn't had sex in a while. And I mean, he was giving me all the right vibes, all the right attention. So we're at the bars, we're drinking all night. We go back to his house and we're kissing and he's touching on me. And everything was kind of going good. Like I had the liquor flowing. So he starts off, he's like kissing my neck and I'm moaning and he's getting turned on. So he starts to go down. He starts kissing on my boobs. And then he slides my pants off and he starts giving me head. So that right there was definitely a no-go for me. He was licking it and I mean his tongue was deep. But for some reason it was like I was giving him a GPS and he just could not find the right location. When I mean he was nowhere near the clit, he was like a mile away. And like with men, you don't really want to just be like, oh, okay, you're doing it wrong. So I'm trying to help him. I'm shifting to the left. I'm shifting to the right. I'm moving my body up. I'm trying to guide him because his head was just everywhere. So about 10 minutes of that, I just kind of started faking it so that way he would just kind of move on. So I'm tugging at his pants and then I pull out his dick. He puts the condom on and he goes in and it just was a fail. Like literally, he pulls my legs open, he slides in, and it went from just super hard and ready to just nothing. So I stop, I look at him because like at this point, I'm wondering like I know it's not me, and I start checking. Like mind you, I'm wet as fuck, so I'm like it's not me. And I'm asking him, like, well, what's wrong? And at first I'm thinking, like, oh, well, we've been drinking all night. He's like, no. He was like, I think I just got too excited. So, like, we try again. Like, I suck him off. And we try again. He puts the condom on. So, this time, he's in there. And he's stroking. And it's just like, not, like, it's just not doing it for me. I'm telling him, like, deeper, harder, like something. And it just, I don't know. He was like jackrabbiting. And then he was trying to talk dirty to me, which I definitely want to say was just awkward and uncomfortable because he was like, oh yeah, whose pussy is this? Whose is it? And I'm just like, yeah, totally just met you like a couple days ago. I'm pretty sure it's still mine. So he's just in there and he's like, oh my God, like you feel so good. Like, oh, you're so wet. And literally before I knew it, it was over. When I mean the look on my fucking face, I probably wanted to punch him in the face. Like, I bullshit you guys not. I really was mad. I really thought I was probably going to beat his ass right there. Because then he had the nerve to, like, lay in the bed and try to cuddle me like we really did something. And you got me that's just like, are you serious? I'm like, you can't be serious. Like, I need you to definitely take me home because I was like, I'm bored. And he was just like, oh, like you ain't have enough. I was like, enough? I didn't even get to start. Like the show was over before I could even like find my damn seat. So I would say, as far as with men, that was probably the worst sex I ever had in my life. And if we go to the criteria that we said earlier, I can definitely kind of break it down to you guys why. First, the duration. I would say I rode roller coasters that was longer than that experience. So it had to be less than about 2 minutes. Secondly, climax. Yeah, I may have been pretending to moan, but I didn't come at all, which was disappointing because that was the entire point of the day. Third, the physical situation. It just, I mean, I don't know. Like, we're in his room, and I mean, I guess it was cool, but just everything about the physical situation just wasn't there. Like, he kept getting soft. He was overexcited. It wasn't for me. The location, again, I mean, it was a bedroom. It wasn't bad, I guess. He had a Sealy Posturepedic mattress. I'm not gonna lie, that was the best part of my entire night because that shit was super comfortable. And then next to last would be the person. I'm pretty sure he definitely made it bad because he was overexcited. He was trying to be dominant, trying to be sexy, and it really was just a no-go. It just was not working. And then lastly, I would say overall performance definitely made it bad. I mean, you got like 5 strokes in after being unable to stay hard the first time. When you finally get in it, you get 5 strokes in, and that was about it. So I would say that as far as sex ratings go, from an A plus to an F, he definitely gets an incomplete because he may have completed, but again, if I can't nut, it automatically sucks. Besides the criteria that we set. Now, for all my new listeners out there that don't know me, I do like men, but I also like women. For the most part, I prefer sex with women. It's different with girls. You know, there's always that cliche that, oh, girls know what girls like. And I mean, that's true for the most part. I know for me, let's just say when I get down there, I'm not lost or confused. I know what feels good for me, so that, I mean, I guess in that case, that definitely means that I know what feels good on another girl. But surprisingly enough, girls can have bad sex too. I know our criteria are a little different than a man's, but I know that when it comes to girls, I have slightly higher expectations because I have the same parts. And I mean, same parts could be new problems. So I would say my criteria for bad sex or sex overall with any girl is number one, definitely the pussy. I'm sorry. I have to look at that. So if your shit looks like roast beef, or if it looks like a carved fucking turkey, or if the lips look like Dumbo and your shit might fly away on me, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy the experience because I don't even want to be down there in the first place. Secondly, would say performance. I mean, for the most part, if I go down on you, I definitely expect you to slurp me up. Obviously, I mean, it's a give to receive situation over here. So I know what I'm doing, and I'm definitely expecting you to know what you're doing as well. The next thing I would definitely say is foreplay. And I know a lot of you are wondering, with two girls, isn't girl on girl sex really just a bunch of foreplay? But it's not. For two women, foreplay is more central. So it can be things just like kissing, like on the lips, kissing on the neck, sucking on nipples, fingering the clit, just something to kind of get the juices flowing. I mean, you can't just put your face down there and go to work. Like, you kind of gotta entice us first. So that's definitely on the criteria because not every girl does that and not every girl does it correctly. And then lastly would be the person. The difference I would say between person when it comes to like bad sex with a man versus bad sex with a girl is a guy still has a penis. You can kind of look past a lot of the other things if the dick is real good. I know with me when it comes to girls, I don't care how fucking right your body is. If you're annoying as fuck or your attitude is horrible, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it. If you're inconsiderate in bed, I'm not gonna enjoy myself. So it definitely matters to me. So let me see. I would say, without the risk of putting this person on blast, I had the worst sex of my entire life. Probably when I first was going to college. So for those of you that don't know me, I went to two colleges. I went to Delaware State and I went to York College of Pennsylvania, out in the boonies. But when I went to Del State, I had met this girl. She didn't go to DSU. She was like a senior in high school and I was a freshman in college. So don't worry, guys, we were all legal. But I had met this girl and she was pretty cute. She was okay. But she kind of talked this really big game, like basically she can make any girl nut and all these girls were on her dick, typical gay female shit. And we had hung out a couple times. So this one particular night, I call her over to my dorm room and we're watching movies and I'm like, I'm wearing like a bra and panties, which is the universal sign for I'm intending to have sex with you. So we flirt a little bit. She starts kissing me on the mouth. And I mean, the kissing was okay, but she was going too fast. It was like she was trying to copy some shit out of like a romantic comedy novel or something. Like, she was going way too fast. I had to like hold her face and like kiss her slow. So we started doing that, and then she started trying to kiss on my neck, and then she started like using her tongue to like draw a line from my neck all the way down to like my nipples, and then she started like kissing my stomach, and then I remember she like kissed like my inner thighs, and it definitely got the engine running. I mean, I was ready to go at this point. I'm like, don't tease me. I was literally begging for it. So at that point, took my under off, spreads my legs open, and I mean, she licked her lips. I'm thinking, like, it's definitely, like, this is about to be incredible. And then she, like, dived face first in it. So it was going pretty good. Like, I was a little impressed. So, like, I would say, like, maybe 2 minutes into it, I feel her tongue's, like, up and down the clit, goes in the hole, and then goes around the lips. And I mean, at this point, I'm moaning because it feels amazing. And then all of a sudden, I feel this sharp, stabbing pain right in the center of my pussy. When I mean my first reaction, I closed my legs so fast that like I'm pretty sure I probably put Shorty in a fucking chokehold. Guys, this bitch bit me. And I'm not talking about a nibble or a nick. I mean, it was like my vag was a chew toy and or a piece of fucking gum. Like sis literally bit me. That was like the worst pain I ever felt in my life. And like my thighs instantly shut. So I had sis in a chokehold. And she was like, yo, let me go. Like I can't breathe. And I was like, why in the fuck? Like you bit me. And she like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you don't know what happened? Like, are you not in control of your mouth? Like that was definitely, that was horrible. And I know all of y'all are going to be like, well, nah, you know, that's not that bad. Like, she bit you, but everything else was going good. No, the bit was that was the tip, like, of the iceberg. That was just the beginning. So after I ice my crotch and give it like an hour, we start going at it again. So then we go at it again, and it's like, I don't know if ever or not, the whole thing from biting me kind of gave her like fucking PTSD or something. But then when she went back down there, it was just like she was going way too fast. Like, I'm talking left, right, X triangle, fucking circle. Like, bitch was acting like I was a PlayStation and she had cheat codes. Like, way too fast. I couldn't even focus on like a spot that felt good because she was going everywhere. It was like she was fucking connecting the dots, but it was not working. It definitely was not working out. And then so we switch, because at this point I'm like, clearly I'm not gonna nut. Like, I've accepted that I am not gonna finish. So we switch, and I'm like, okay, cool. So like, I'm gentle. Like, I kiss her lips, I kiss her neck on both sides. Like, I tease a little, you know, go down to the boobs. So I start like on the left side, go around the nipple, then go to the right. And I start like drawing a line down her stomach with my tongue. And I get like this close to her underwear. But I don't take them off. I just go around the thighs. I go around it. I do like a triangle, but like I never actually touch it. So at this point, I can see it. I'm dripping, hot, like she's ready. And I slide the underwear over because at this point I'm ready to. Guys, it was like looking at a butcher shop. Like, I don't know. Sis was flabby. The lips were all floppy. Her clit and her hole looked like fucking dog meat. That shit looked like ground beef. It was atrocious. I was like mortified, but like, you know, with girls, you can't really just be like, ill, like I'm not eating that. I literally was like, oh, like I'm not gonna do too much right now. So like I put my fingers in it and like I played with it. And I'm telling you, if a girl just starts playing with you instead of giving you head, it's a cop out. That means sis don't want to eat that at all. And I definitely did not want any parts of that. And that shit was ugly. Like, her vagina looked like something from it. Like, it just, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't do it. That shit looked horrible. And I was just like, I can't believe it. Like, if you've seen her, guys, I promise you, she did not look like her shit look like that. But like, I fingered her, and I'm petty. So like, I fingered her until she was like about to come, and then I just stopped. Like, I know y'all gonna say I'm fucked up or whatever, but I don't care because I didn't get the nut, bitch, you bit me. So I literally put her on like the brink of an orgasm, and then I just kind of stopped and got up. So I don't care. Call it what you want. I am not ashamed. I am not embarrassed. It happened. I mean, you give what you get, you know? But I know a lot of you guys are gonna wonder, like, oh, well, you didn't see your pussy before. No, I didn't. That was the first time we were going to sleep together. Like, I wasn't just going to meet her Monday and like bone her Friday. I had met her like 2 weeks prior, I guess, and like she was a cool person. Like, we had hung out, we had talked, but we never went there. So that was the first time. And when I mean that was the last time, we did not have sex ever again. And to be honest, I don't miss that. So that was the worst sex I ever had with a girl. And if we go check the criteria, and I'll explain to you guys again why it was horrible for me. So the person, like I said, she wasn't bad. I guess she's not a bad person. Like, the vibe was there for the most part. The foreplay, was okay. I'm not gonna lie. She did so good on that the first time. I'm not gonna take that from her. So I would say with definitely the 2 places on the criteria where she definitely lost all the credibility is the performance and the pussy. To me, if you bite me, it's basically a done deal after that. And then if I give you a second chance and you just are even worse, then yeah, it's a no go. It's a no go for me. And then definitely the pussy. Again, that shit was like Alpo that was chewed up, mixed with ground beef, and spit out. And I was just like, ill. Like, I see why you don't have a lot of sex, because that Cave of Wonders, nah. There's nothing wonderful about that. So that is my analysis of the worst sex ever. If you guys want to tell me about your worst sex, you can go hit me up at Nylatte on Instagram or at Girl Chat in CC. But definitely tune in, guys, for another episode of Girl Chat next week. Next week we'll be talking love, labels, and lesbians. So definitely stay tuned for that. And if you guys want to be a new subscriber and check out last week's episode, it's available on Spotify, Breaker, and of course right here on Anchor.fm, as well as Google and Apple Podcasts. Once again, guys, I'm Nylatte. It's been my time. You guys keep it hot, keep it sexy. Later.